guys, it's Jen, also known as Quirks and Stitches. I wanted to hop on. It is the beginning of take 3 at 24 hours of cross stitch, and I'm super excited, although already a little tired. So I have my cup of coffee. Got cross stitch? I do. I have a lot of cross stitch. That is not something that is lacking in my world at all. So I am gearing up. It's been a little bit more of a hectic day than I wanted, although the past couple hours was able to just kind of chill and get myself kind of focused and back on my game. But it's just my mom is finishing up in the kitchen and she is crinkling a lot of things. I went on and filmed a live video on Facebook, which I'm not sure I will ever do again because that was very intimidating. I like being able to know that I can stop and restart and do whatever I need to do, but we'll see. So we are gearing up here. This time I'm doing something a little bit different because I can't repeat the same thing ever, right? Ever. So I'm going to be working on one project. This is my goal. It may change because if I end up having a horrible time with it, I will stop and restart later. I'm going to be working on Time Enough by Kathy Barrick. I'm doing this on a piece of 36 count Ale by Picture This Plus. I put in my first couple little stitches so that I was ready to go and knew that I was in the right spot and didn't have to measure later. So that's there. I'm using called for DMC, although I might be swapping out this blue with one of these colors. Wouldn't be a video if Jen didn't go backwards for something. So I'm maybe doing some gray changes for that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how I feel when I'm stitching it. My mom is also going to be starting one piece. She's going to pop on over right now. She is going to be starting. She'll tell you.
I'm going to be starting.
Look here.
Where?
This is
okay. Stitch every day by Hands-On Design. I'm doing it on 35 count lamb's wool, antique lamb's wool with called for DMC colors. I will not, however, do the specialty stitches. They have some Algerian eyes and stuff, satin stitch. I just do cross stitch there. But I'm going to see if I can get that hammered out in 24 or 48 hours.
Well, so I know that my goal is to actually stitch for 24 hours this time. So like usually I'm stitching, I'm awake. I haven't slept any of these events yet, but I stitch for about 45 minutes, then I take my breaks, I film a recap, I do that. So since we're giving ourselves a longer window this time, I'm going to follow that same format, but I'm setting a timer each hour to see how many minutes I actually stitch. And you know, if I'm just taking a sip of coffee or a sip of wine, which we have behind us over there, we have a 1924 because 24, and we have
2014.
a 2014 because 2 and 4. So we've got our wine for later. So if I'm just taking a sip or something like that, I'm not going to stop. But like if I'm full on in a conversation on Facebook or Instagram, I'm going to stop my timer and restart. That's my goal. I don't know. We'll see. If I brought up a whole basket of other stuff just in case I get like antsy and need to stop and need to refocus. So I have all my smalls from Stitch Mania and brought up Dead Man's Chest because I figure that's on a 32 count that should be easy to just kind of fill in and cross some X's, finish that grid maybe. Can't think of what else I brought up. So just little things like that. It's kind of where we're at right now. So we've got some snacks prepared in the kitchen. We're not doing our mac and cheese this time, trying to be a little healthier. So unfortunately, we limited our snack supply. I have chocolate covered espresso beans and Twizzlers, but that's all my sugar consumption that's going to be happening. So we'll save the rest of the calories for wine. So that's what's happening here. If you were on the Facebook Live video, you heard a little bit of our incident that happened yesterday. Last time I showed you our new project bags that we have for our projects. We have material cut and ready to go for our new project bags, but if you see those fingers, we had a little incident with a rotary cutter. So I came up yesterday morning and my mom had her fingers under the sink with running water because the rotary cutter got away from her, and we ended up at urgent care where she received 5 stitches. So we did not get, she was all gung-ho to try to make these project bags today, and I was like, Mom, It's really okay. You know, we'll be doing them as our giveaway later, but we'll show you everything when we get them all done. So we took it easy, and she did not attempt. She has been practicing her stitching. It's a little bit slower than she typically does, but she is all in. We were like, seriously, of all times for her to have to get stitches, but it's all good. We're good here. So I hope that you are enjoying, or that you enjoyed your marathons if you took part, or if you're just here to watch the sleep-induced. Last take 2, I got a lot of comments that I didn't seem as crazy in the middle of the night. My thought is that was because I only filmed 12 times and not 24 times. So we're going back to the 24 like segments. So we'll see. I don't know. You guys might get me in all my glory. So I am ready. It is 3:53. So I'm going to go get my stitchy spot set totally. And we're going to get the DVD player going. And we are ready to stitch here. So if you've taken part, thanks for joining in this community. We love stitching with you guys. So I will talk to you all. Okay, hour 1 is done. I feel like it might have been a longer episode, like less commercial breaks to kick off the 24th season, because I am like out of time already to talk. So I'm just going to share a quick update. I stitched for a total of 48 minutes that time, and I stopped a couple times to check out what was happening on Instagram and things like that, but I got 259 stitches done. So I got the corner of the time. Should have brought up a thing to clip this to. Time is enough, or there is time enough, and I'm starting on the heart. My plan is, there's a lot of outlining, so I think while I am awake, I'm going to focus on like doing the outline here and the outline of the clock, so that maybe when I'm feeling more tired, I'm just doing fill-in. That's my plan now. I might get bored of it. We'll see. So that is hour 1. Happy with the progress. Mom is plugging away. I think her fingers are bothering her a little bit.
The gauze.
The gauze.
The needle keeps sticking in
the needle keeps going through the gauze, and then it's right where the stitches are. We will see. I keep telling her she doesn't have to check on if she doesn't want to. So that is us here. Okay, end of hour 2. I feel like my progress was really slowed. Not sure why. I think I was doing a lot of counting to make sure that I'm putting everything in the right spot. So the last time I told you I was going to work on some outline, and I'm going to still focus on that, but I wanted to jump up, and I started the wing of the bird because I wanted to make sure that, sorry, it's having a hard time focusing. I wanted to make sure that my counts weren't off. So I wanted, before I started, if you look at the pattern, before I start doing down here, I wanted to make sure the bird was right. So I decided I'd go in and do the bird, and there's some blending and stuff in there, so I'm going to focus on getting him done and then move on down from there. I am timing myself each hour. So that was 197 stitches, which is slow for me. I did about 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes. This afternoon before we started, I've showed my timer app before, but I just went through and set up a different timer for each hour. So all these ones that say 0 are loading through hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. And each hour I'm just clicking a different one because I'm curious to see which hours get more stitching and which hours don't. So I didn't want to just run a continuous counter. And then I did the same in my counting app. So glare's a little bad. So this was my hour 2, and you can see up at the top it says 2. But if I go over here, you can see I have it set up for all of my hours, all the way up to 24. When you use them, they go to the top, which is why the top is 1 and 2. Probably can't even see that because of the glare. But that's what I'm doing. My mom has done 2 hours on her Stitch Every Day. Don't have her pattern over here, but she I figured I'd give you guys an update. She was fixing the gauze on her fingers because, as we said last time, it was a little painful. So she's working on that. So she's gotten a lot done. She's not counting her stitches because she can go back and just count them when she's done, and she's not as particular as I am about wanting to have a recap every hour and know it from my data that does absolutely nothing for anyone, including myself. So that's what's happening here. I am gonna get some food because somehow today I didn't eat anything. I've had like 3 cups of coffee. That's it. a little chicken bite. That's pretty much everything I've eaten. So I'm going to eat some food and get back to stitching. It felt like a more relaxed hour, a regular pace of the episodes. The first hour was really stressful. I was like, I'm watching the clock thing. I've got to film. I want to post on Instagram. I want to check Facebook. I want to do all these things. And this episode is like 55 minutes long. Oh well. So it is going on 6 o'clock and feeling good. My eyes, think my contacts are going to be coming out sooner rather than later because it's bothering me. I thought maybe just putting them in this morning would help, but go figure. It stays light here until like 10 o'clock. So I'm thinking we're going to be pretty good throughout the evening, but we'll see. Things are still going pretty good here. It's still, like I said the last time, really, really light out. I didn't stitch for as long. It's really interesting tracking time this time too, because it's gonna, I don't know how much longer other than the 24 hours I'm gonna have to stay up. It's a good thing I'm given the 48-hour window. This hour I grabbed a board and some clips. My Donneray clips are downstairs, so I didn't get those in time, but I'm borrowing some quilting clips from my mom so that you don't see through. And I've been working on the bird. I got all the fill-in done. There's 3 colors in there. A little hard to see. I did flip my project upside down. I do that quite a bit, so it's easier to count. So when I was working on this section here, I had gotten to right here, and I just turned it upside down so that I just had to count down instead of try to start up here and then go down. So I do that quite a bit, and the stitches lay the same, so it's no big deal. So that's where I'm at on this one. My mom is trucking away. She was thinking about getting up and talking this hour, but she's not, so there's that. So that's what's happening here. I took some time just to kind of regroup and be on Instagram and check up on Facebook and do that kind of stuff this past hour, which is why I didn't get as much time. I spent 34 minutes and got 209 stitches though. So I did get more stitches in less time. I don't know. I think it just depends on what areas you're stitching on. My contact is bothering me, so glasses maybe next hour. We'll see how long they last. Okay, so remember the time that I told you that I turned my stuff upside down so that I'm more accurate with my counting? I spent most of this last hour tearing out because I miscounted one thing. So I did get some done, but I miscounted and I still have to tear it out. Right up in here, right in that line, that first dark blue line. I should have been over one more here, and so it set I had all in down here. With the light blue, and I tore it out because I want it to be right. So 136 stitches, 39 minutes worth of stitching. I tore out most of that 136 stitches. All because of my little upside down trick. No, I think the upside down trick works. I just was stupid. So my mom's here. She's gonna hop on and show you hers.
You can hold one side.
Look at her go.
I know.
Injured fingers and all.
I know. And it's not that easy because my needle keeps going into the gauze thing and then it gets a little sticky because I do the sewing method. So it's a little irritating. But I'm going to get the Y done and I'll have all the words in stitch every day.
We do.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. And now I am going to get our bottle of wine.
It is time.
It's time to have some wine.
When the frog hits, it is time for wine. So that is where we are at. We will be back next hour. Okay, guys, it's been a rough hour. Lots of frogging, not much progress, and I forgot to restart my timer, so my time is approximate. But on the plus note, we switched webcams, and this is much better than what was happening before. Brandon was streaming downstairs, and he's finished, and we swapped. So happy for you guys. Anyway, where I left last time, I thought I just had a little bit that I had to tear out. I ended up tearing out that whole upper section. I still am a proponent of turning things upside down. I just miscounted, which I can do right side up or upside down. So I opted not to try again up there for now. I went down instead. We'll see. So I did start filling out my little tracker sheet too. So I'm keeping track of my mood because it has steadily declined. I believe my mother is tearing things out as well. Yes, she is.
Yes,
and you know, we were doing that before the wine, so we've just decided.
Yes, I've only had one little sip.
She's had one little sip. I've had more than that, but I was doing it in sympathy of all of the tearing out I was doing because I was stitching sober. So probably I should just not stitch sober, right? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to try again this hour. Bye. So it felt like a better hour. I at least felt a little more progress, and this is where I got to. So my goal next hour is I'm hoping to have the whole bird done. I didn't tell you my times last time. Last hour I spent approximately 30 minutes and got about 108 stitches. This hour it was about 41 minutes and got 187 stitches. It's slower than I typically stitch, probably because I've been stitching a lot, but also because there's been a lot of like little lines and like moving threads, and now I'm super cautious because I really don't want to have to rip out like I did before. So that's where I am. Mom is
Getting something to eat.
getting something to eat. She asked me if we were ready for bed yet. It is only 10 o'clock. Not even. She does this. She's the one that's really gung-ho about these marathons, and then she's the one that's like, can I get you anything? Yeah, no. So she is she's doing well though. She spent some time frogging this past hour though. We were kind of sitting in quiet, and then all of a sudden I just heard frustration from her end. So we are rating snacks. I've broken out the espresso beans and some sugary snacks, and we're just trucking along. Okay, guys. Okay, hour 7. Think I'm back. Doing better. Got my bird done. We'll see. I don't think I have any tearing out to do unless the entire bird is in the wrong place, in which case I will fudge that. But the bird is together, and I started on the clock. So my contemplation now is, here's the piece. Do I want it to somehow represent 24 and this whole venture? So I'm contemplating changing the dials on the clock to somehow represent 24. However, I don't really want it on the 2 and the 4 because I don't like how it's in. It would be on the lines then. When I used to have my clock wall, I would have the clocks like set to dates. So like, for instance, today is 6/7, so maybe I would put, it on the 6 and the 7. So I'm thinking of, I could do the 3 because it's take 3. I don't know. I want it somehow represented in the piece, but I don't want it to be like crazy overwhelming. So I don't, just like a subtle hint. So I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do. Unless I just do the numbers 24, 2, and 4 on a different color. I don't know. Thoughts. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm feeling pretty good. Who knows how long that will last. My mom couldn't believe how she's tired, and she couldn't believe how fast this last hour went. I think that's it. Okay, bye. Back again. I think Mom might have met her limit, though. She seems more tired this time than before. This was this was my progress this hour. I'm just happy that the circle matched and I didn't have to tear it out 1,000 times like I did with the bird. So I have the circle in for the clock. Not sure what I'm going to focus on next. Can't decide where I'm going. My mom's just staring at me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how today's gonna go. We might succumb to team sleep.
I'm thinking about Team Brawless, actually.
Oh, Mom's going team braless. Okay. You might not see her on camera again. Um, yeah, for those of you that aren't part of the Facebook group, it exploded with all of the different teams. It was really funny to watch. There was Team No Bra, Team No Pants, Team Pajama Pants, Team Naked, Team everything. So I've enjoyed watching all that. My eyes are killing me though, so I'm gonna go run downstairs, take out my contacts, and get on my glasses because also these bags under it, little, little ridiculous. So that's what's happening here. Also, I had been posting hourly on Instagram and I was annoying myself with my feed, so I just switched it all over to a story today, or this past hour, because it was not a whole lot. I spent 34 minutes stitching and I got 182 stitches in. So, 8 hours done. See you in a bit. Okay, so it's almost 1 a.m. I'm filling out my little time tracker, and on it, it asks for a mood. I put slap happy this hour because it's been just, we don't really talk while we're stitching. My mom's over here now. But in between the hours, we've been doing some thinking. Number one, it feels very close to the last time we did this, like very close. It feels like forever since take one, but like I don't know why time feels like it. We're rethinking the every 2 month thing. I mean, we will go with August because it is announced, but it just, we'll get some feedback from you guys after this is done. This is where I'm at, and working on the inner circle of the clock and did filling in there. I stitched for 41 minutes and got 218 stitches. I'm at about 1,600 stitches total, I think. No idea what my time total is. My mom is standing here glaring at me. I'm not really sure what that was about, but she's going to come on over and show her piece.
You have to hold it.
Well, let's go this way.
Okay. So, I don't know where I stand. Okay. I'm hot. It's hot in here.
Not, I'm really cold.
It is. Well, you're sitting by the air conditioning, and I am not. And I have that stupid light on me. I have about 1,300 stitches, and my time is 5 hours and something. I just been keeping it done. Lamb's wool, I like it, but it's very stiff.
It's very stiff.
So it's really hard on your fingers. Mm-hmm. Good fingers and my bad fingers. My needle keeps getting caught. And then it comes unthreaded. It's unthreaded. I have to keep, and it's really hard for me to thread it. But I've been happy. I've been trying to be happy and not complaining.
This is what it's like with my mom and I. Oh my god. She complains every time she has to start a thread. I hear her go, it's really...
It's hard.
It is. It's really hard to catch the threads behind underneath
really
anyway.
Hard. Yeah, I almost wish I had my double thing, so I had my loop trick, but I'm only doing one strand, which I like, but it's just because when you have these massive things, it's hard. I mean, the good news is my fingers don't hurt.
That's good.
Yeah. But anyway,
the night is still early.
I'm going to go turn the fan on.
Okay. Okay, I think Slap Happy was an accurate description of my mood this hour. I'll be back in not a whole lot different going on here this hour. I got some of the inside of the clock done and still haven't decided what I'm going to be doing, if I'm going to be changing the times at all. I just wish the 2 and the 4 weren't directly on the lines because I like the hands of the clock, so I'm thinking those aren't going to be how I'm going to change it or personalize it for this. I don't know. Um, that's where I am. It's been a little bit quieter. We're not quite as laughing as we were the last time. I'm sleepy, so we'll see. I haven't heard from my husband. I'm assuming he and my dog went to bed, but Mayhem's not at the top of the steps. That's usually an indication that somebody's awake downstairs. Who knows? I'm gonna keep stitching. My stitching is definitely slowed this hour. We're going into our, just finished hour 11. So it's almost 3 a.m. I got the numbers done on the clock. I am going to do the 2 and the 4 in a different color, probably the dark blue that the bird is in, so it'll just be a very subtle difference. And then I realized that the numbers on the pattern are pointing to 1 to 9, which is 19, so 2019. So I'm going to make sure I get this finished this year so it stands for the year. That's what's happening with me. My mom
Is leaving.
is leaving. We've reached that at this point, and yeah, I don't know. Take 4, I might be team sleep. I'm not sure I'm cut out to do this many times in a year. So we'll see. I stitched for 39 minutes, but I only got 145 stitches. I'm definitely slowing down. I'll be interested to see if I get faster when I'm just doing fill-in. I don't know. Problem being is that I'm leaving all of like the words for the end. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I might space out the fill-in. I'm not sure. So that's where I'm at, and I'm going to go snack on something, I think. I'm missing our mac and cheese crock pot. Okay, so here's the thing. 24 hours of cross stitch started because we wanted to know if we could do this. The answer is yes, yes we can. We've done it 2 times consecutively. I think though we've proven that we can do it. We don't need to do it 6 times a year consecutively. And I think I'm going to get far more progress on this, especially since I know people are going to be doing stitching for the rest of the weekend pretty much while this, till 4 p.m. on Sunday or whatever. So I'm doing a thing and joining Team Sleep. And I don't even feel bad about it. I'm going to finish the rest of the wine that's in this glass because it's not quite 4 o'clock yet. And I'm going to go to bed. And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to have... My mom was asleep most of the last hour and got how many stitches in the last hour? How many, Mom?
I'm staying up.
She's going to stay up and she's going to, this is what she will do. No, it's not even I'll go down and she'll be like, no, I can do it, Jen. Can you? You didn't do it. You went to bed. This is my stopping point. We made it halfway. There's a little bug flying around. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, it's like a mosquito. I made it halfway. I did the 2 and the 4 in a different color, but I came to the table and I couldn't even tell that it was different because it's in like a navy blue. I think once this is filled in, you'll be able to tell. I don't know. If you can, I'll change it then. 35 minutes, 154 stitches. I'm going to be much more productive if I get some sleep though. So I'm going to bed. I'll be back in a few hours. I'm not going to sleep for 8 hours or anything. I'm just going to take the edge off. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Good morning, everyone. I'm feeling a little bit better now that I have gotten some sleep. I've had my first cup of coffee, working on my second. And yeah, the first hour though I was a little groggy. I went to bed. It was almost 4 o'clock. I had finished the 12 o'clock hour. I view my hours as 45 minutes and then I recap for the last 15. So I ended up in the 12 hours that we worked. We watched 12 episodes of 24. I stitched 2,179 stitches and I stitched for 7 hours and 38 minutes. So, okay progress. I feel like maybe I thought I was stitching more each hour. I mean, I knew I wasn't stitching the last 15 minutes, but I think I got a little slower as time went on, but slept for a little bit. My goal was to be back up and stitching at 8. Didn't quite make that. Back up at 9. Took a shower, and that helped. But my hair is like all over the place now, and I don't care. So, this is where I'm at now. After an hour's worth of progress, I've decided I'm going to vary between text and fill-in. So I spent this hour working on this text here. I am off, but it's I'm a row up. I must have been still a little sleepy when I counted. So that letter is a little bit too close to that wing, but I don't know. I keep looking at the pattern. I don't think it really is going to matter. It's kind of floating text anyway. I might, as I'm going, see if there's a row I can space out. It looks like maybe that the and with could shoot down a row and I could get back on track there. I don't think it really matters. It's just floating anyway. So not ripping it out. This past hour, I stitched for 41 minutes and I got 166 stitches in. So my mom is back up too. Didn't want to start stitching without her. She's feeling a lot better. I don't know. I'm still a little groggy. So the sleep might have just been toying with me, and my eyes still feel like very heavy, and I woke up a little congested and my throat a little sore, but whatever. Have definitely decided that I think I'm a once a year consecutive 24-hour stitcher. That's about my limit. I don't need to prove that I can do this every single time. So I will be joining Team Sleep as long as we've got the 48-hour window from this point out. So I don't know that I'll do like a full night's sleep ever, but at least getting some catch up. My goal now is to see if I can finish this before this event is over. So we'll see if I can get it done before 4 p.m. on Sunday. That's what I'm shooting for. So may take a couple of the breaks throughout the day. We'll see what happens when Brandon wakes up. The rest of the house is pretty quiet right now. Mayhem is lurking up here. Gabi is away, so we'll see how long we're held hostage with her. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. So, fill-in goes a lot faster than anything else. I was able to accomplish 300 stitches in this past segment, about 42 minutes worth of work. So I got all of this filled in here. So next hour I'm going to move back to the lettering and figure out my spacing and that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at. My mom is up.
I was up.
Well, she was up before, but she's standing up this time.
Okay.
She's ready to show her progress.
Okay. Okay, so I'm making good progress. I was losing it by 3 o'clock last night and figuring I wasn't going to continue to stitch on it, but then we decided we needed a nap. And this morning it's a lot better and it's moving along. So I'm not sure I'm going to finish this piece because the bottom is going to be all fill in. It's going to be 3,000 stitches, I think. But I think I'll get everything done except for the fill in on the bottom.
It'll be a good one to like take with you somewhere,
yeah,
as mindless fill-ins. So.
Yeah, or to sit in the evening. Yeah, sometime we don't want to think about it, so I'll get everything done down to that, and then maybe switch to something else. So yeah, but it's nice and sunny out today.
Yep.
So dog's up here.
Dog
went down.
Did she?
Oh, I'm thinking she did. She was at the top of the steps, and our dog or our cat's
away
with Dad.
Yeah. So that means that my husband is lurking up somewhere downstairs. I don't know if he's going to be joining in at all or if he's just hanging out. I'm waiting for him to see how long it takes to notice that my dog is upstairs and not downstairs with him. We'll see. Okay, I'll be back in a Okay, doing pretty good. I got most of my lettering done over here. I decided not to tweak it at all, so I am off a row at here. So, but I don't think you'll be able to tell with the border. Um, if anything, I'll like put my date in between, and it'll fill that space. So that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna continue filling around here. I think I'm gonna be tweaking the colors of the clock. So I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet. I don't know that the DMC really is speaking to me. I definitely think I want to change the blue. I'll probably keep the orange in because it's the same orange that's been used around. And then the yellow that's called for here, I have to double check. I think it's a very, very pale yellow, and that looks a lot brighter. So I may sub it with the yellow that's in the bird's beak, unless I read the symbols wrong, in which case I'll keep it. So I think that's where I'm going now. The other thing I may be changing is the hashtags I might do not in white. So I'm thinking I'm going to do like a gray for this. I forget which color. I don't have my floss with me. One of them is 415 though that I think I'm going to sub, and I think it's for the white for the hashtags. I think. I haven't done the letters yet because I haven't decided if I like them. I mean, I like them, but I was going to do my initials in a different color, but the J and the L, unless I invert those and put the J where the L is and the L where the J is, and maybe that's what I'll do. I know people do that, and then I might, and in a different color. I'm thinking. So that's what I've got going on now. Bye. Good. Do you want to update, or she's moving? No.
I gotta change my bandages.
Nope, we are doing emergency care on the rotary cut fingers. So you saw a glimpse, but that's as much as you're getting this hour. We will be back later. Oops, we had a momentary glitch where I apparently hit stop recording. So didn't record that last little segment. So this is where I am. Didn't get not much. I mean, I accomplished a lot. It's just doesn't look like a lot. I stitched for 40 minutes, got about 288 stitches working on the fill-in. My mom is very frustrated with me right now because I screwed up. So I am, going to continue with my rotation between fill-in and letters because I think that's evening me out and giving me enough diversion. So I'll be swapping the letters and then doing the alphabet. So that's my plan. I am going to change the yellows and the blue in here and be going for something a little darker. I feel like the called for is going to get lost on this fabric. So that's my plan. My mom is making good progress, but I guess we're not going to show it now. She'll come next hour since she's already done it once and doesn't want to come and do it again. So we're going to grab some lunch and get back to it because it is now almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was the end of hour 16. So going to keep going. I'm really hoping for a finish on this one. I don't know. We'll see. I really don't like it when Brandon or my mom gang up on me. Not very nice. I got stitched for 39 minutes, got 179 stitches. I finished the words over here, and then I went over to the alphabet over here. So I'm all the way down, and I'm beginning the bottom. It's hard to tell, lighting. The bottom over here. I like the letters over here because they're just very subtle. 36 count, one strand. I like the coverage. So I'm going to be moving on to doing more fill-in the next hour and then possibly taking a break for a couple hours. We'll see. Still going strong on 24, but I keep realizing every time we do this that it's not the season I want it to be. I don't know what year that season is, but there is another season that I keep expecting to be watching and then being like, why isn't this happening? So my mom, she's grumpy.
Well, I'm grumpy because I already did this once and she forgot to record it.
I didn't forget. I thought I was recording.
Okay, so this is how far I am, and it's going along good.
I discovered, as I told you last time, that I have an extra
You haven't
space.
heard what she told me
Yes,
last
because she didn't
time. I
record
screwed
it.
up.
Between the S and the T, I made the T 2 spaces across where it should have been one. So I have one extra stitch up top, and I stitched all the words first.
I mean, you
So
can't tell looking at the
no,
picture.
in the scheme of things, it wouldn't
but
matter. But the bottom part that's going to be a pattern is just going to be, stitching across is 168 stitches. Well, I have 169, and the pattern that's used down there is divisible by 168 evenly, but I'm going to have this extra stitch because it's one stitch longer, and I'd already stitched the trees in, couldn't move anything over without it really being a pain. So I've just got to decide how I'm going to add down below the extra. I have it threaded.
There's all sorts
thing.
of threads left in your
Okay,
stuff. We
don't
do things
unthread
so
my needle.
differently.
So I did change my gauze to Band-Aids,
Band-Aids.
which is a lot better to stitch and easier. And I don't keep jabbing and pulling cotton up through the gauze. I know, I just keep jabbing my wound, and that's okay. I have high tolerance for pain. So Jen is a little grumpy. She is a little grumpy.
You and Brandon are not very nice.
No,
to me.
we're nice. We're nice. So Brandon's trying to get lunch, but he can't get it because Jen is filming, and we can't make any noise.
Well, okay, let's just
And
be
her
honest.
father's
I
already
film.
gone into the office because he knows he can't be around because
I film a little 2-minute blurb every hour between
oh,
45 and the
complaint.
news start. That's my time that I need it to be quiet.
Okay.
That's it.
She's not going to stop next hour. I don't think I'm going to let her. So I'm going to take this. Bye, everybody.
I was hoping to have the whole clock done this hour, but I did not get the outer rim done like I thought. I got 301 stitches though in the 42 minutes, so it's my highest hour yet. So that's I don't know what that's saying, but that's where I am. I may start there and just finish the outline before I move on to more letters. Don't know if I'm taking a break or just continuing to go yet. I will decide. But regardless, I'll be back in a few minutes for you. Also trying to decide what I'm going to do after the 24 hours, if I'm going to just continue to do this format. I kind of like seeing the progress every hour. I don't know if anybody else does, but I kind of like seeing it. So I might stick with that, but I'm not really sure I can actually finish this before 4 p.m. on Sunday. So we'll see. Anything to... No, she's shaking her head no and not even speaking.
I think so. I'm trying to figure out my border.
She's trying to figure out her border. So and it's amazing how one little stitch can throw it off sometimes. So see, she does that, where she just finds a frame and fits things into it, or she'll have a frame and then tweak a project to make it work with that frame. That's where she's going now. So we'll be back in a... Okay, I'm back. Took a little break. Brandon and I went out, indulged our nerdy side, and did Pokemon Community Day because that's what we do. So I had a beer and now could go to bed, but I'm awake. So I stitched for the past hour and got about 36 minutes done, 196 stitches. We've got Chinese food ordered now and are just going to be in for the night. I don't think I'll be able to get a finish in the next 5 hours, but we'll see. After that, I don't know what I'm going to do. I finished the outside fill in the clock, and I finished all the way over here. It's really hard to see in the lighting of the bottom border with the first color. So next hour, I don't know, I might do more fill in because it kind of got sporadic, or I might go up and start the alphabet up there. One of the two. My mom did find the perfect frame for hers that is going to fix her border dilemma, so she does not have to worry about that full coverage stuff at the bottom. She found a frame that really, it works really well. So she's going for a full FFO before the end of the weekend. So that's what's happening here. Have not decided again what I'm going to be doing after we hit 24 hours, if I'm going to keep filming hourly updates. Our stitching spots are really hard to get up and out of, and I think that's the most difficult thing about all of this. Is like I get really like kind of situated, and then it's like, oh, gotta get up, and I have to move the light, and I have to, it's just a lot. So I may not continue hourly updates. I'm sure you're all heartbroken, but we'll see. Also, because I keep stopping and starting and going, I have to keep finding new clothes to wear. And I just really want to be in like really comfy clothes. I stole a t-shirt from Brandon because I was like, I have nothing anymore. So that's what's happening here, and gonna keep going. Like I said, have about 5 hours left to officially hit the 24-hour mark. Don't believe I will get to my actual 24 hours full of stitching minutes during this little marathon. We'll see. Bye, guys. Okay, feeling better about maybe getting this done this weekend. I don't know where I was last time, but I got the rest of this filled in. I don't think I had done that, and I got some of the lettering done up here. I think I'm just going to finish the lettering and be done with it and move more to fill in and make those decisions about color swapping and that kind of stuff as I go. So that's where I am. I did 182 stitches in 43 minutes. Definitely goes slower when you have to be moving around and doing letters. And talking to people? Who was I talking to?
Dad.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of activity in our house. We were having computer issues downstairs, and we ordered Chinese food, so dinner's here, and but it's good. It is almost 8 o'clock here, so if we go for each hour, we have 4 more to do, so we'll be finishing around midnight. What? 4 more hours. Right, and it's 8 o'clock, so 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12.
I thought there was one more left. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at my sheet that says 4 more slots.
Okay.
Too. Usually, when there's a math question, nobody comes to me.
Yeah, right.
I've been called Mallory from Family Times most of my life.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty okay at math. I just sometimes don't think the quickest, or I have to like double. Shut up. But yeah, I was right that time. There are 4 more. We'll finish around midnight. And that's what's happening here. Okay. Bye, guys. Okay, things are going smoothly, I hope. I'm gonna say that and jinx it. I got almost all the alphabet left. I have 4 letters left. I'm gonna leave the J and the L because I think I'm swapping them, and I'm going to do them in a different color, but I'm gonna decide which of the clock colors I want to do them in. I've got most of this border. I'm gonna start there and get the rest of that all the way down, make sure that this is gonna line up. It's only 1 away, so I'm hoping that it's right. I don't know. We'll see. Everything else seems to be tracking so far. So that's where I am. I think I should be at least able to get everything except for like the clock fill-in done tonight. Maybe. I don't know about that little heart up there. We'll see. So that's where I am. Last hour, 238 stitches in 44 minutes. My mom charted out a new bottom for hers, for that bottom border that A, it won't fit in the frame that she found that is perfect for it, and B, because she was off that 1 stitch. So she's doing that, and yeah, 3 hours left. So that's where we're at. 2 hours left. This is where I am. I thought it was backwards mirrored for a second. I was very confused. My hair is like, I don't even know what's happening to right now. I got the border done. I got the letters done except for the J and the L. And I'm starting to fill in this. It's really washed out on the screen, but it's like kind of a grayish lavender color that I'm filling in everything with. So I'm enjoying it and hoping to get at least that done as maybe a section in here. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. My mom has hers to show and her frame.
I actually went into my frame stash and I did find the perfect frame for this. It's going to work just great with it.
Does it really fits perfect?
And so I'm just made up a little border for the bottom, since I was going to have to change it anyway from the pattern, and it was real wide, and the pink that I had put in, the reddish or the reddish pink color, you're supposed to do a satin stitch for like 4 rows. It was for the width of 4 rows, which I wasn't going to do satin stitch. I don't like that. And then the rest of the border was pretty wide. It was a lot of rows, but it was the Algerian eye, which I also didn't like. So I wasn't that happy that I messed up.
We're simple folk.
I know. I just like the
We like
cross stitch, back stitch, French knots. I'm good. So anyway,
No
so when I found the frame, I really could have, if I hadn't already put the 1 row of the pink in, I really could have just left it. But since I had that, I didn't want to just leave that. So I just designed a little zigzag pattern to add a little more color on the bottom. So I'm just finishing that up. Have another little bit more to do, but I'll get that finished tonight and then get it framed.
Yay. So you'll frame it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll have a frame probably before the end of the 24-hour period or the 48-hour period. I'm planning to continue to work on mine, and we'll see how much I get done before 4 p.m. on Sunday, but I'm not going to keep stopping and filming. So maybe before this is uploaded, though, I will hop back on before 4 and do one last recap for you. But we've got 2 more hours. It is now about 9:45 here. Like I said before, we will be finishing around midnight and going from there. So. Well, it's getting there, but I will not be finishing this tonight. I got the majority of this filled in, just little scattered dots that need to go in now, and working down here. There is still all of the like little hashtag looking things that have to be done, as well as detailing on the waves down at the bottom. And then the last 2 letters in the alphabet and a little bit in the word. So I have a decent amount, but I might be able to finish it tomorrow depending on what tomorrow brings. But I have 1 hour left for the 24-hour marathon, so I'm not getting a finish. However, my mom will be. She just has a tiny little bit still to do, putting on, I think there's a needle with thread hanging, so she's working on that now. And I will be able to show you her finished piece when we come back next hour. So we'll see how many more stitches I get in. I stitched for 48 minutes and got 314 stitches. So, and next hour I'll have a total for you too of how many I got all together. So that's what I've got going on, and I'll. Okay, we officially got to our 24-hour mark. Season 3 is done, and we are very happy about that. So I will go first since she has a finished show, which is so exciting. I do not. But I got more done than I thought I would. So not a whole lot left to go. Yeah.
Looks really good.
So I'll do the rest of these colors and decide if I'm going to keep them pale or make them pop a little bit. I don't know. I wanted to get that one in because I knew I wanted that one in it before I decided on the other ones. So I put in on this project this since 4 p.m. yesterday, 5,128 stitches. And I worked for 963 minutes, which is just over 16 hours. So I'm going to probably pull it out tomorrow if I'm stitching. I'm not going to stay up tonight, though, and work on it. I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired. So that was my experience.
And this was what I did. I don't know if we remembered. It's by Hands On Design. Tweaked
It's only been a minute for them, so they probably do remember.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay, so I did finish it, and I pressed it. So it looks nice. Like I said, I tweaked the bottom part because I did make a mistake. I wasn't crazy about the bottom part anyway, But you could either frame it. It shows it framed in the picture, or make it into this little
The drum.
or whatever, which is very cute. So anyway, but because of a mistake, but if it's perfect, I'm gonna frame it tomorrow. But yeah, it turned out good. I had about 3,700 square inches, 3,700 stitches, and I had about 15 hours and something with my minutes, and I'm not as good as Jen with her click in the tab and keeping track of the minutes, and she's got everything all set up. But I'm not, and she had her little chart. She got me one when I wasn't as good. Yeah.
Tracker all filled out. I stopped doing the mood because I was grumpy. So
yeah, she didn't need to. She went out.
Right,
she came home grumpy, so I was drinking wine before she was drinking wine.
Well, I had a couple beers while I was out,
yeah.
so
Well, yeah. That would make her feel happy.
One of them was a 12%er. Came home not sure I was going to be able to stitch. Just kidding. I was fine. She did. So that's our 24 hours. I will have this up when you see it. Yeah. Because you'll be watching. So
right. Well, she'll still have some more things if you pop in tomorrow, but people are still stitching till tomorrow.
Right, but this isn't going to go up until
after that.
Right. So, okay. I mean, you might still be stitching, but not part of the event because this is going up after because none of this is live.
Right. Just feels live.
It does.
You're live. Well, I feel live right now. Oh, no, kind of dead. Okay.
Don't you want to hang out with us?
We are pretty fun.
No, we are.
We do
when we're not stitching because when
because she's counting all the time.
When we're stitching, we don't talk to her.
That's really why she gets grumpy. I try to talk and be happy.
And then I lose my spot.
And then she's like, oh, you're counting. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, you don't see that side of her.
She doesn't track. She doesn't track them as readily. And so then all of a sudden she'll just be tapping her phone for like 400.
Well, yeah, because I do sections. It's easier than every 10 or even 20.
What are you doing? We heard it. I thought I was downstairs the other day. And I was convinced she was sitting in her chair up here stitching because I heard it. And was like, it must be Mom clicking on her phone.
In the woods behind us.
So that is our adventure. Take three. We'll figure out what we're doing for take 4. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, God. Bye, guys.
Have a good night or whatever. Midnight here.
It is. Yes, it's almost midnight on Saturday the 8th. Yeah, Saturday the 8th. So that's where we are. If you participated in the event, I hope you had fun and enjoyed. And we'll be putting out our participation form will be coming out. So I will have probably a separate video going through all that so in case people don't want to listen to me ramble for 24 hours. Recaps? I don't know. Not sure how long this one's going to be. So I'm terrible at saying goodbye, and this one just dragged on even more. So, okay. Good night.